One of the biggest questions I get from Myrtle Beach homeowners is, what are the closing costs when I sell and who actually pays them? So I want to break it down into simple terms. First, think of closing costs as the fees and expenses to transfer ownership of your home from you to the buyer. In South Carolina, seller closing costs, excluding real estate commissions, typically run around 1 to maybe 1.5% of the sale price, depending on your situation. Here are the most common seller costs you'll see on a Myrtle Beach closing statement. Attorney fees, because South Carolina requires an attorney for real estate closings. Title work, and owner's title insurance to make sure you can transfer clear title to the buyer. You'll also see state and county transfer taxes, sometimes called deed stamps. Now, in South Carolina, that transfer tax is typically calculated per $500 of value, and it is common that it's a seller's cost. You may also see recording fees and any agreed upon seller credits or repairs that you negotiated with the buyer. Now, of course, let's talk about commissions. Traditionally, or in the past, the seller paid both the listing broker and the buyer's broker out of the sales proceeds. Today, with recent changes in the industry, buyers are most often directly negotiating their compensation and how they're going to get paid with the buyer. But many sellers still offer to cooperate when a buyer's agent asks or builds into the contract something about concessions. So who pays what? As the seller, you're typically paying your portion of closing costs, your attorney, transfer taxes, and your listing commission, plus any buyer concessions you may have agreed to. The buyer usually covers their loan costs, their inspections, and their portion of attorney and title fees. But this can shift based on the nature of the negotiation. On a typical sale, once you know your likely price range, I can give you an estimated seller net sheet so you know your approximate proceeds after closing costs, commissions, and any mortgage loan payoff. That way, there are no surprises at closing, and you know what you're walking away with before we ever put the sign in the yard. If you'd like a personalized net sheet for your Myrtle Beach home, reach out and I'll run the numbers for you based on today's market. My name is Greg Harrelson, and I'd be thrilled to help you get your home sold.